Thank you for subscribing.
Hey everyone, I'm Sirant, and thank you for joining me today on very possibly my very last video that you're seeing on this channel, but don't worry, it's also going to be my very first video on my new channel. I am changing channels, and if you want to know why, I'll let you know right around here. But for now, let's move forward. I got a request from one of my wonderful fans for a song that I'm not, I'll be honest, terribly familiar with, but it's a great song and it works very, very well on the Merlin. It's a little bit complicated as far in the fact that it does require transposing, and it does have about 5 chords in the song, but the hardest part, of course, is it's a song by Guns N' Roses, and Axl Rose. Who can sing like Axl Rose but Axl Rose? I certainly cannot. Wow, what a voice. But anyway, I'm going to teach you how to play this and be able to try to axle it up yourself. So let's get right into it. And by the way, since this is a very new channel, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button below. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind, because it helps the YouTube algorithm to find me and spread me out there so that more Merlinites can join the cult and start rocking and rolling. Without further ado, let's get into some November Rain. Now, in my new channel, I plan on making things as easy as possible when it comes to learning. So instead of the old hand-drawn chord charts that I used before, embarrassing, I know, I'm going to use these. Hopefully that will be a little easier to read. And also, instead of me just telling you the chord patterns for the verses, the choruses, the bridges, etc., I'm going to put those right here so that you'll be able to follow along with me without having to remember which chords I was playing, and without me having to shout out the chords every time I make a chord change. Though I'll probably do that too because it's funny. But anyway, November Rain. We are looking at 3 verses, 2 choruses, and a bridge. However, the one complicated thing is that in verse 2, they have added a 3rd line of the G-E-D chord pattern. We'll take a look at that when we get to it. But otherwise, the song is pretty straightforward. Now, everybody always asks me, what's the strumming pattern? What's the strumming pattern? I don't know. For this song in particular, I would just do 4 downstrokes per chord. Now, there is a little embellishment that I like to add on that line, but we'll look at that when we actually get into it. So once you've got that down, live it up. I mean, I honestly play very randomly. I don't think about the chord pattern at all. It just comes out. So I would play it more like this. Right? But whatever feels comfortable for you. When you're first learning, as I did when I was first learning, downstrokes. Just do 4 downstrokes, you know, very basic, but it helps you to get started. So that said, let's get started. The first verse, we are looking at G-E-D for the first line, G-E-D for the second line, E-A-D for the 3rd line, and E-A-D for the 4th line. It is, of course, transposed, but this does work quite well on the Merlin. So we start with a G. Now, the G is a bar chord of the 3rd fret, as you can see in the image up here. Now, you can play it with a single finger. You can play it with all 3 fingers. Whatever you feel most comfortable with. The way I personally play it is I put my middle finger on the bottom 2 strings and my pointer finger on the top 2 strings in a bar. Now, the reason I do that is because A, it keeps my middle finger, planted for the G chord, the D chord, the E chord, the A chord, the F chord. This finger never needs to come off the fretboard. The only chord I play that I switch it around is the B minor, and that's the only one. So that means, for example, November Rain, we literally do not have to take our middle finger off the fretboard. I like this because it allows me to focus on the lyrics, to focus on the chord sheets, and not have to be looking, especially with the kind of oddly shaped frets, if you're used to a guitar on the Merlin. It allows me to just go by feel without having to look, without jumping, if that makes any sense. However, that said, if you feel more comfortable playing bar chords like this, please do. Whatever works best for you. This is Sirant style. Make it your own style. Anyway, G, E, D. So we've got our G. We know that's the bar of the third fret. The E, nice and easy. We take that bar. We don't have to lift anything. Slide all the way up to the first fret, or bar if you prefer. Right, so we have G, we have E. Now I remove my pointer finger and slide my middle finger back to the second fret, and that's the D. Now that little embellishment that you heard me playing is just me sliding my my middle finger from the second fret to the third fret. I don't know what chord that is. I don't know if that's a D sustained 4. I don't know if that's a G something or other. I don't know if it's an X pi square cubed. I don't know. All I know is that it sounds decent. So D, and then I do that little slide. Right? And that's the first line. G, E, D, embellish, D. Right? The next line, identical. G, E, D, embellish, D. Now, the third line, it changes a little bit. Now we go to our E, which we already know because we were just playing it. We do a bar of the first fret. Now, we want to do an A next. Again, one of the reasons I love this particular fingering is I have my middle finger on the bottom 2 strings and then my pointer finger in a bar on the top 2 strings. So when I want to hit an A, which is the top string and the bottom 2 strings, I just lift my pointer finger a little bit off of the second string while still maintaining the D string on the first fret. So it sounds like this is E, lift, A, E, A, E, A. So for this chord change, I literally play E, and then I lift my finger a little bit, then I've got my A, and then I slide back to D, embellish D, okay? Now, follow along with the chord chart on the side here, and I'm going to sing it through slowly so you can kind of see the changes, and that should make it a lot more clear. So we're going to start off with G. When I look into your eyes, I can see a love restrained. But darling, when I hold you, don't you know I feel the same? Okay, now we're going to go to the E, A, D. 'Cause nothing lasts forever, and we both know hearts can change. Again. And it's hard to hold a candle in the cold November rain. Okay, now you know how to play the verse. Nice and easy. Like I said, strum nice and simple at first until you get it, and then go nuts, embellish away. Make it your style. It doesn't have to be anybody else's style but yours. Guns N' Roses plays it their way, you play it yours. All right, so verse 2, identical to verse 1. I'm not going to bother going all the way through verse 2 because it's identical except for one key point, and that is there is an extra G, E, D. So if you look over here on the chart, you're going to see that verse 2 goes G, E, D, G, E, D, G, E, D. That sneaky little third line that they throw in there. And then it goes to the E, A, D, E, A, D. Easy peasy. I don't think we need to cover adding an extra line to a song when it's the identical chords to what we just played. All right, so let's move right along to the chorus. Now the chorus is the easiest part of the song. It is literally 2 chords that we already know, that being G and A. Again, I love the way I play this chord because I bar it here, lift the middle part of my finger there, and I've got it done. Right? This one you can play nice and simple, or you can embellish away. So I'll sing it through so you can see. This is the "You Need Some Time on Your Own" part of the song. So, do you need some time on your own? Do you need some time all alone? Everybody needs some time on their own. Don't you know you need some time all alone? Nice and easy, just G, A, G, A, all the way through. Now there is one more section to this song that we're going to look at, and that is the bridge, which is a little bit funky. It does follow a pattern, but it's different from all the other patterns, but it's easy enough once you get it. Once again, look over here and you'll see, how to play it. So the bridge, we start off with our F. Now F, I know this is getting tricky, guys. F is a bar of the 2nd fret. So we've done bars on the 1st fret, we've done bars on the 1st fret, the 3rd fret, and now we're doing the 2nd fret. Okay, we all know, do it however you like. We're doing a bar, okay? So, all right, so at first it starts off with F, and then we slide down to G, and because it's a bar, we can just slide straight down. So F, G, now D, again, I'm going to lift my pointer finger, slide my middle finger back, and I'm at my D, no embellishment needed this time. Now again, I drop my pointer finger down, bar those 2 strings, I'm back in my F. Then I go back to my G. Now this time, instead of going to a D, we're going to jump all the way up to an E. Okay, now we're going to go back to our F, G, D, just like the first line. And here's the tricky bit. The last line of the bridge, we go F, G, but now we don't go E, we go A, right? So it's, I'll go through all 4 here quickly, and then I'll sing it to so you know how it's supposed to go. So we start off with F, we go to G, we go to D, F, G, E, F, G, D, F, G, A. Whew. I'm not even sure if I said that right, but I'll play it through for you. Follow along on my little diagram here, and it'll make more sense, all right? I know it's hard to keep an open heart when even friends seem out to harm you. But if you could heal a broken heart, wouldn't time be out to charm you? I don't understand that line, but I'm hoping that's not a mistake in the page I'm looking at. But wouldn't time be out to charm you? Axel, you're the man, but I don't know what that means. Not our problem. So, and that's it, guys. That is the whole song. We have the chart here. It is very, very easy to play through. I'm not going to do a playthrough, a cover of this song, unless you guys ask for it, because this is a tricky one. It took me a long time just to even teach it to you. But if you want to hear me sing it, I will sing it. I will do it, but not unless you let me know in the comments below. By the way, guys, I've got my next song picked out for the Merlin, and I love it. It's my favorite song. I didn't even think it was possible to play on the Merlin, but I proved myself wrong. See you next time, and we'll find out together. And if you are still watching on my old channel, now is the time to click that link. Come over to Sirant Style, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe, and here we go.
Thank you for subscribing.